got a piece of it. And it's the Bobcats on the break. Here's Flash. Here's McRoberts. Rebound by the Hawks. Brand's got his 5th rebound right now in the game. They come into this one having outplayed the Magic last game.
And I thought, guys, they were the beneficiary of what was some lackluster defense being played against them.
I agree with you. I mean, it was really shocking how many free runs to the hoop they got.
Fires from 14. No good from Flash.
What was the defense doing there? He is not the guy to give an open look to, and yet they got away with it.
Passes it to Schroeder. Back to Horford. It's blocked. They get it back. And we've reached halftime in this one.
Well, guys, I'm here with Al Jefferson.
And now, brought to you by Sprint.
Today's a day to honor our nation's heroes. It's Veterans Day.
The Sprint Halftime Report, presented by Sprint.
Night falls over Uptown as we bring you. The Hawks leading by 3.
We know the Bobcats had trouble getting wins against anybody last season, but you know what? They were a solid 6-10 within their division, which was better than both the Magic and the Wizards.
And so in the game for the Hawks, Paul Millsap out there with Elton Brand, and it's Cunningham, and there's Teague, and it's Mack in at the 2 spot.
Well, luckily, they've got some really solid backup. You hate to see a player DQ'd, disqualified due to fouls, but they can do a decent job of replacing his production.
Al Jefferson's checked in for Josh McRoberts. And back to the Bobcats in their division. They've been a bottom-dwelling team in the NBA for so long, but they've actually only finished at the bottom of the Southeast, Steve, one time back in the shortened 2011-2012 season.
Well, you know what I say about that? Thank goodness for the Washington Wizards, Kevin. But in all seriousness, look, this is a team that is playing in a poor division. There's room for growth. They're adding some talent. Within the next couple of years, they should be able to compete. But they still have some work to do.
Screen by Jefferson. And he takes it in for the layup off a very nice feed. Jefferson's got 6 here in this quarter.
Well, his body control is what I notice. I think that jumps off the page when you watch him play. Even with the defender draped all over, he's able to find a way to get to the rim and get the shot to go in.
And I don't know of too many other players who are as solid as he is in the low post. Just watch how many times he'll get his man to go for his fake and leave his feet. He gets him up in the air and takes advantage of it.
Fargo, the pass to Flash. Screen by Jefferson. Inside. So he gets the whistle. Contact on the way up and 2 shots coming up.
Well, you know, Big Al Jefferson was a name that was getting tossed around the trade rumor mill last deadline, and that's something you have to expect when you're as talented as he is with a contract that's set to expire.
And for Al Jefferson, still yet to make an all-star game, somewhat surprising, but it seems like all the time, Steve, he's often in that conversation.
And he should be. He's a top-tier big man. Ever since his arrival in this league, he's been really good on the low block, strong and good score, but never quite good enough to get into that all-star game.
And the dunk by Zeller. And Clark, a great competitive game so far.
Yeah, tit for tat. I mean, back and forth, plenty of lead changes, and excellent play.
These two teams, guys, look so evenly matched to me. I think this could go right down to the wire.
And Mack kicks to T. From past the arc, Zeller grabs the board. Zeller's got his 5th rebound in this one.
Rebounds are split just about down the middle in this game, Clark.
I'd venture to guess whichever team is able to maintain that energy level on the glass will have the upper hand the rest of the way.
Schroeder, he's checked in for Mack. Schroeder passes to T. Uses the glass to finish the layup. Teague's got 7 now in this quarter.
Took advantage of some shoddy defense there. They've got to at least get a finger on it.
Fargo, the pass to Flash. Out to the right wing. Here's Henderson. Good work defensively by Millsap.
Usually, if he gets to the rim, he's converted.
And as we conclude that concludes the third quarter, it continues to be an exciting neck-and-neck game. In a moment now to check out our state. Flash in at small forward. Jefferson is out there with Cody Zeller. And there's Ben Gordon, and it's Sessions in at the 1 spot. That's the Bobcats 5. Nice ball movement here by Atlanta. Teague for 3, and that is good. Teague's got 12 points in just the second half.
That's like a layup for him. He's just wide open out there.
Bobcats trail by 9. Sessions passes to Flash. And the shot is good. Here's Teague. Pass to Scott. He feeds it to Millsap. And it's sent back by Jefferson. Outside Gordon. Sinks the three-pointer.
He's really looking to stretch this lead out, even with the cushion they have. Still letting it fly from long range. I love the aggressiveness.
Teague dishes to Horford, and that's a foul called on Ramon Sessions. That'll be his second foul of the game. Horford with it. Back to Scott. Right wing. Clock at 6. The Hawks need to get off a shot here. Teague. Bobcats with the rebound. They'll be off to Boston for a meeting with the Celtics after this one. And that'll be the first of a 2-game road trip for them.
I think a lot of people will be paying close attention to that Boston game, guys.
You know, of the last 6 baskets, 5 have come on the interior. This is major smash mouth basketball, guys.
Love it. Old school. Just physical play in the paint. Dominating.
Here's Scott. And, there's a whistle. He was going up for a layup. And while it looked like there was some contact, I wasn't sure they were going to call a foul shot or not. But sure enough, they have. So we've got a couple of free throws coming up. Scott hits them both. Bobcats trail by 4. Sessions passes to Flash. And he was fouled on the way up. 2 free throws now for him.
What a game we've seen here for Flash. He's got 16 points and a steal. Don't underestimate how important he's been.
Yeah, I agree with that. I mean, he's really tapped into his potential today, guys.
Hawks have got a pretty good rhythm going offensively, shooting 8 of 15 for the quarter. Korver kicks to Teague. Right side Teague. Wide open. No good off the back of the rim.
In this quarter, he's really been off the mark. He just looks a little bit unsettled.
Well, they really had it going on the offensive glass in that first half, but here recently they've gotten away from that. They got to be aggressive in attacking that offensive glass here in the second half.
And there's the basket. Whistle blows and a chance for a three-point play. Going to the line for 1. And let's take a moment, guys, to get your take on the scoring so far for the Hawks.
And their mid-range shooting continues to be accurate.
They haven't wasted time getting the ball up the court tonight either, and it's resulted in a lot of fast break points.
Scott dishes. The feed to Horford. Shoots from the baseline. And again, it's Atlanta.
Well, they need those points, and he's the guy to go to right now.
He will be if the defense stays the same. He's got way too much height for that scheme to work.
Poked away and stolen by Horford. They're running. Stolen by Gordon. Here's Flash, defended by Scott. Flash passes to Jefferson. Atlanta with the rebound. Horford's got 6 rebounds here tonight. Millsap with it, now guarded by Flash. T kicks to Scott. Outside Millsap. And there's the pass to T. Just 5 to shoot. It's blocked. And it's going to be out of bounds. The Hawks will retain possession. Here's Millsap. Bobcats have gone 6 of 11 since the start of the fourth quarter. Money! And that shot brings them to within just one.
He's definitely turned things around in this game. I mean, he was more of a background player in the first half. He's jumped center stage now.
Millsap left side. 36 seconds left in the fourth quarter of this one. 6 on the shot clock. A floater connects.
A crucial basket.
They needed it, and he gave it to him.
We've got 28 seconds left to play in the final quarter. Pass to Flash. Now the dish to Jefferson. Fades and shoots. And he tries off the glass, but it's no good. And they foul intentionally. They're going to have to do that now again and again. They're not in the penalty yet.
Yeah, you can't let them pound the ball and just milk those precious seconds away.
No other option here but to foul and hope for a few misses at the line.
15 seconds left in the fourth quarter. And they go to the intentional foul. It's the first, and that gives them a 4-point cushion. And the second free throw, no good. A tough break there. Sessions with it. This one for 3. No luck.
That was not a simple rebound. He made it look easy, but he did a good job.
Well, Paul, congratulations on this.
You mind if I join you? I got some things I want to look over myself. Maybe we could run through them together. Thanks, man.
Greetings, passengers aboard Flight 217 into Boston. We're about to begin our descent. Please fasten those seatbelts and we'll see you guys on the ground.
We make it cool to be something.
gorgeous nighttime view of historic Boston, Massachusetts, lighting up the twilight sky. This is the NBA on 2K Sports. Hi, everyone. Kevin Harlan, joined by Clark Kellogg and Steve Kerr with our sideline report. Flash. Outside, Green kicks to Bradley. He feeds it to Rondo. Rondo off the pick from Humphries. Off the screen. And it's Bradley. That time on the assist by Rondo. Bradley's got his first points of the game.
4 or 5 shots have dropped for them already. Not a bad way to get things started.
You know, last season, Doc Rivers said he was hoping for Rajon Rondo to be even more aggressive and assertive than usual. The Celtics are at their best when Rondo looks to score first and then distribute later.
Flash. And off target as he starts the game 0 for 1. Humphrey sets a pick for Rondo. The feed to Bradley. Dishes it to Humphries. Banked in off the glass. Humphries has got his first basket of the night. Well, going back to Rondo last season, he did up his scoring about 2 points a game, Clark, to I think about 14 a game.
And you factor in 11 assists a game as well, Kevin. So never a guy who's going to lead the league in scoring, but a nightly double-double machine, and on occasion, he'll throw that triple-double at you, too.
You know, one of the bright spots last year for Charlotte was the fact that Kemba Walker showed a lot of leadership with that team. I thought he had a marked improvement from his rookie season. A lot of it had to do just with his confidence.
Rondo kicks to Bradley. Back to Rondo. 5 to shoot. A three-pointer off the mark. Bobcats have gone 3 of 5 shooting the ball so far. Well, Clark, and back to Walker. Last season averaging about 18 points and 6 assists. Do you think he's more of a scoring point guard or a passer?
I think he's a guy who has to play off of his ability to score to create opportunities to pass. I think he's one of those guys that is most effective when he's attacking and looking to score, because that sets up his ability to pass and really helps his team, I think, get easier shots.
Good on the shot. And this game is tied up now. So the Celtics called timeout, their first. And this is the first time matched up with the Bobcats this season.
Well, it was a disappointing season series a year ago. They split against a team they thought they should have handled pretty easily.
Off the left rim and out.
That's a shot that he sometimes struggles with, but you can't fault him for taking it when the defense backs off like that.
Jefferson, and he goes up strong with one hand and flushes it down. Stupendous rush to the rim and a mighty slam on the end of it.
But through the teeth of some pretty soft D, I can't help but say that.
Well, let's see how that impacts things here, because those kinds of plays sometimes can be game changers on both sides.
Bradley kicks to Rondo. Feeds it to Green. For 3. A rebound by Jefferson. And just to touch again on what Steve said, they had a 500 record in their games last year, but, you know, they expected to do better.
Definitely, Kevin. I mean, against these guys, one of the worst teams in the conference last year, a split is not a good result. It's actually borderline unacceptable.
Flash passes to Walker. And he hits it just before the shot clock expires. Walker's got 6 points.
You know, size-wise, this is not a great one-on-one matchup for him, but he got that shot to go.
But you wouldn't know it by how he finished. That's a nice hoop there.
Bradley gets a screen from Sullinger. Rondo dishes to Bradley. And it's good, coming on the assist by Rajon Rondo. Bradley's got his second basket of the night.
All right, an opportunity to check out some stats for Al Jefferson. Coming off an excellent season last year, he averaged 18 points per game, 9 rebounds, and 2 assists. And with him, you get so much, but really having someone lead the way scoring-wise is probably his best attribute.
And you know, Steve, it's not easy to find consistent scoring, but he definitely feels that need for this team.
So a whole new group on the floor now for Charlotte. Doris Burke has an update for us. Doris?
I was able to listen in on what Steve Clifford was going over with his team. He went over the offensive plan and that it hinges on running things through Jefferson. On the days when he gets going, he can be a huge contributor, and Coach is obviously hoping this is going to be one of those days. He told them also they should be swarming to the basket at the offensive end. He wants a lot of bodies inside. It's still very early in this game, so there's plenty of time for those changes to take effect, Kevin.
And thank you, Doris. And he gets it to go. Jake Roberts has got his second bucket.
And they're beginning to fall apart a little bit defensively, especially inside.
Well, that's 4 straight buckets now at the rim.
Crawford kicks to Lee. Nice ball movement by Boston. Passes shot. Good.
Steve Clifford has 13 years of experience as an NBA assistant coach with stops in New York, Houston, Orlando, and Los Angeles, and now as the new coach in Charlotte. I think he's the guy that's going to do well there.
Here is McRoberts. He's covered by Olynyk. Good. Flash has got his first basket of the night.
Heads up, aggressive play right there. He saw the smaller man on him, took it straight to the basket.
And Clifford, the 6th head coach in the Bobcats' 10-year history, Steve.
Well, he's a defensive-minded coach. Jeff Van Gundy clone, someone who worked for Van Gundy in Houston, but has always been highly regarded around the league. I think he's going to make a good impact in Charlotte.
Pass to Tolliver. Here's Flash. Brooks covering. And again, another one in from Flash. And the Bobcats lead by 3. Looking at the last game for the Charlotte Bobcats, it was a loss to Atlanta.
Well, you hate to say it, but they showed a lack of heart at the defensive end in losing that game. Just no effort.
You know, I know the fans don't want to hear it, but you're exactly right. There was no energy, no assertiveness, no aggressiveness. The defense was just lifeless. It's not a night that they're going to look back on fondly.
Well, probably the right play defensively. If you can't get the block, send them to the free throw line. Don't give them an easy 2.
No easy buckets inside.
Kelly Olynyk will be at the line shooting 2. Substitution on the court.
Now here's Sullinger, covered by Zeller. Rondo passes to Humphries. There's the dish to Bradley. Outside, Green. Will not go. This is off the front iron. Charlotte leading by 5. At the 2 and 3, it's Avery Bradley and Jeff Green. Inside, it's Sullinger, Humphries. And it's Rondo in at the point. That's the Boston 5.
You knew that at some point the window for the group of Celtics that had won the title was going to close. I mean, it was inevitable. But last year seemed like they were going to go for one last hurrah as they added some depth and looked to reload for another run.
Sullinger with a screen for Rondo. Feeds to Bradley. Parked down low that time, and he got the 3-second call. We're at the break in the action. Let's show you the teams that have been making their opponents work especially hard over the past 10 games. Second, the Bobcats.
The teams they've faced over the last 10 have to be wondering how long this brutal defense is going to last. There's no let-up in these teams. They play with tenacity throughout.
And getting back to this injury, a lot of people expected them to start the rebuilding process. Ended up standing pat at the deadline, Steve. Even though there was, it seemed a lot of interest.
You know, you want to give that group, KG and Pierce and Rondo, you want to give them another run. And they had their last hurrah. They didn't get it finished. And now you start the rebuilding project. So a lot of trades, a lot of movement over the summer. But I like the fact that they gave that club one more run.
He's jammed himself up a little bit here with that second foul. As long as he can avoid a third before the half, I think he's fine.
All right, well, a look at how the points have been generated so far. A scoring breakdown for the Bobcats.
And the points they're getting in the lane will really help them open up the floor.
Another big aspect of their game tonight has been the fast break, transition opportunity. They're really keeping it up tempo so far.
Rondo off the pick from Sullinger. And they call an illegal screen here.
A look here at last year in the NBA, where the Bobcats rank. 6th in blocks, 8th and lowest turnovers per game. As far as free throw shooting as a team goes, not a strong suit. Top 20 in the league. A little bit of work to be done there.
And what really stands out is the blocks for me, because that's a team that really dominated the paint area. And when they were on top of their game, they were very physical. They fronted the post a lot, forced some difficult shots at the rim. And due to their length and their size, they were able to block a lot of shots down there.
Celtics trail by 9. Rondo kicks to Brooks. Back to Rondo. He dishes it to Bradley. Basket is good. The assist from Rondo. And that's now 10 points for Avery Bradley. Bobcats have gotten just over 50% of their shots to drop here in the second quarter. They're 5 for 9.
You know, Avery Bradley missed the first 3 months of last season after undergoing surgery on both shoulders, fellas. I mean, when Rondo went down with his ACL tear, Bradley stepped into the starting point guard role, and I thought performed very well.
Sessions checked in for Ben Gordon. Bradley against Sessions. Poke loose. Bradley dishes to Sullinger. Kicks it out to Bradley. Just 5 on the clock. Rondo passes to Bradley. No good on the triple. And for Bradley, a tremendous defender. And Steve, able to defend either the 1 or the 2.
Well, he's listed at 6'2", but he has incredibly long arms and quick feet. So he's strong enough to guard bigger players, but his best attribute is putting pressure on the ball. It's a nightmare just trying to bring the ball up the floor against Bradley.
One of the best on-ball defenders, wouldn't you say, in the NBA?
Yeah, no doubt.
Now let's go to Doris Burke. Doris?
Well, guys, Flash in the last outing against the Hawks put on a show. He picked up 18 points, and that scoring outburst set a new season high for him in what was a great exhibition on his part. It was a positive sign in what has been a slow start to the season for his basketball team. Perhaps things are starting to turn around, guys.
All right, Doris, thank you. He played at a level that very few players are capable of playing, Clark.
Yeah, I agree. I was just glad I got a chance to witness it. It's always such a special night when a player of his caliber gets so locked in and focused.
And you know, in an 82-game season with so much talent, every once in a while, everything's going to click. And that was definitely the case that night.
Nice D from Brooks. Celtics trail by 4. Bradley with the ball. He's picked up by Walker. It's rebounded by Flash. Flash has got 3 rebounds now in this one. And Walker kicks to Zeller. Back to Walker. Here's Flash. That one goes. Count it. Flash has got 6 here in this quarter.
And he's shaking off a poor first quarter shooting effort. He's really starting to turn it on now, guys.
Rondo dishes to Brooks. Outside Rondo. And good on the basket. Book it.
Tell you what, despite that hot start from long range, they've really gotten away from the three-point shot now.
And I know that's sacrilegious to you, Steve. I mean, being a shooter and all in your pass, you figure you should be firing away from out there at all times. But the mid-range game and in-between game served me quite well. But that hasn't been the best meal ticket for them here in the second half. You got to go with what you do best.
And the defense did just enough to throw him off that shot.
Green, the pass to Rondo. To the inside, Sullinger. Basket is good. The assist from Rondo. And now just a 2-point Bobcat lead. Here's Sessions. Shot is off. Close game as we wrap up the second quarter.
Now, presented by Sprint.
It's Wednesday night at the 2K Sports Studio, and this is the Halftime Report.
The Sprint Halftime Report, presented by Sprint.
Welcome back, everybody. Boston leading by 8. On the court right now for the Bobcats. Flash in at small forward. Al Jefferson out there with Zeller. Then it's Henderson, and it's Sessions in at the 1 spot.
Solid work right there. And again, the field goal percentages. Look at the discrepancy between these two teams in the second half.
Well, you're right. We've got one team moving crisply to get good shots, and the other team just a bit stagnant.
Pass to Flash. He kicks it to Sessions. Down low. Here's Flash. And a foul on the shot. He'll go to the stripe for 2. And this is his 3rd trip to the line tonight. That free throw good from Flash. Both good from the line that time. There's 25 seconds left in the 3rd quarter. Humphries with a screen on Sessions. Pass to Green. Back to Crawford. 6 to shoot. Jeff Green on the wing. And it's wide right. Hits off the rim. And that's it for the 3rd quarter.
NBA season is in full swing.
How about a look at today's State Farm assist of the game?
Yeah, let's do it. I love the way this play developed. He took what looked like a difficult pass and turned it into an easy basket.
Forwards Jeff Green and Jared Sullinger. Lee out there with Jordan Crawford. And it's Humphries in at the pivot spot, manning the middle. That's the Boston 5.
You know, Jordan Crawford was dealt from the Wizards to the Boston Celtics last season, guys, and that very well could be a good situation for him. He's a talented player who I think just needs a little more discipline defensively, and with his shot selection, he'll be fine.
And Clark, you mentioned Jordan Crawford has been a gunner thus far in his career. And for his career, just to point out the numbers, about 40% from the field, and Steve, from beyond the three-point line, about 30%.
Well, the next shot he passes up will be the first one, Kevin. but I enjoy watching him play. I mean, the guy has unlimited confidence. He's got great range on his shot. You know, when he gets it rolling, he can really catch fire.
Lee kicks to Crawford. 5 on the clock. 3-pointer. And that one's good. Crawford's got 13 points here in the second half alone.
Oh, he's going to keep banging those home if you give him that much space.
And Sessions kicks to Henderson. The pass to Zeller. Here's Flash. The 3. And he gets the bucket.
I think he's best as a spot-up shooter. When he can play off of his teammates and find openings on the perimeter, just catch and shoot. Got a quick release. Beautiful stroke.
He does such a nice job of getting himself squared up and in perfect position before the ball gets there, preparing before the pass.
Crawford with the ball. Now guarded by Sessions. It's Crawford with the drive. And that one's good. Crawford's got 7 points here in this quarter.
They're forcing the ball inside, and it's working beautifully.
Yeah, the defense has been futile here. 5 of the last 6 field goals in the lane.
Sessions passes to Flash. And here's Sessions. Pass to Flash. The shot's good. Sessions making the play. Flash has got it back down to within single digits for the Bobcats. Sessions against Crawford. Lots of room. And he hits the jumper for 2. And the Celtics lead by 11.
Well, nothing was going down for him in the first half, but since the break, he's been on target.
Sessions passes to Flash. He feeds it to Sessions. Charlotte moving it around. Kicks to Jefferson. Puts up the baby hook. That's good. A little over 2.5 minutes have passed here in the 4th quarter. Jeff Green on the wing. Now Humphries inside. Rebounded by Flash. Bobcats trail by 9. Out to the wing. Henderson passes to Flash. And Sessions kicks to Zeller. Sessions with it. 5 to shoot. And that one's good.
Beautiful job angling his body, shielding the big man from the ball on his way to the basket.
That's really the only way to do it if you're going to take it down there amongst the tall trees.
Crawford with the ball. Now guarded by Sessions. The tray. The putback. And the dunk by Humphries.
One of the big stories is second chance point. They've just been terrific here in the second half in that area.
For Charlotte, they've gone an outstanding 4 of 5 from the field in the fourth quarter so far. Flash passes to Jefferson. Here's Flash. Green with the block. Sullinger with a screen for Lee. Crawford against Sessions. Crawford gets a screen from Humphries. Crawford kicks to Humphries. Shot's good. And now it's an 11-point Boston lead. And a chance now to catch up on some numbers here. The hustle stats for the Celtics.
Their defense has been outstanding, Kevin. Closing out on shots, blocking a lot of them as well.
They worked hard tonight at crashing the boards as well. They had a bunch of second chance points. You know, coming into last season, the backcourt for Charlotte was full of question marks, but after the way Kemba Walker blossomed and some of the other guys were able to fill in and step up, their backcourt looks a lot better now.
Gordon's checked in for the Bobcats. Walker comes in for Sessions. Sullinger with a screen for Rondo. Tries to keep it alive. Rondo against Walker. And Rondo sends it back. And so it looks like the Bobcats will retain possession here. Jefferson with it. Sullinger picks him up. Shoots from the elbow. That one's in there. The Boston lead is cut down to 8 on the bucket from Jefferson. And even though the Bobcats would finish near the bottom of the barrel again, they did show that they have some pieces to build around. Steve, not only Walker, but also Michael Kidd-Gilchrist as well.
Yeah, and I like Jeffrey Taylor, the young forward from Vanderbilt. They drafted Cody Zeller from Indiana, who looked really good in the summer league and is proving to be a pretty solid player in the NBA. So this is a team that is starting to add some talent to this roster.
Shot clock at 3. Walker's shot is off.
Just an enormous advantage for them on the boards.
Guys, the key to the lead, to me, has been they've dominated the glass. It's that simple.
Bradley kicks to Green. Down. It's stolen by Sullinger. Green against Gordon. Green dishes to Rondo. Back to Green. And there's the feed to Humphries. Here's Sullinger. Plays it up and banks it in. And the Celtics lead by 10.
Well, it's been a poor defensive effort. When that ball has gone inside into the post, they've been in trouble.
Yep, points in the paint clearly going against them now.
Doris Burke has an update for us. Doris?
I was able on what Steve Clifford was going over with his team. He told the guys so for now, he wants to see them back off the three-point shot, saying all our offense doesn't need to come from perimeter jump shots. Let's get the ball inside for some high-percentage looks.
Even though he missed it, he couldn't pass up that chance.
Yeah, that's an easy jump shot. You got to take that one.
Flash passes to Jefferson. And Charlotte again with the bucket.
Didn't that one play out smoothly?
We've got 1:28 left in the fourth. Rondo on top, guarded by Walker, and Jefferson sends it back. Outside, Walker. On the wing, Ben Gordon. He's covered by Rondo. Flash passes to Jefferson. The second effort, rejected by Bradley, and he gets it back. For Boston, they've gone 6 of 12 from the field here in the fourth, and even 50% stolen by Walker. Passes to Flash. Yes! What a beautiful shot to bring him to within 3. Boy, that was a big shot.
And that one just flattened this crowd, Kevin.
Yeah, nothing you can do as a fan after a shot like that. Just shake your head.
Here's Bradley. Connects!
Boy, nice work inside. Tough to get that shot over a big defender like that.
Oh, that takes skill and creativity, Steve, particularly on the release to make sure he doesn't get a hand on it.
Here's Walker. It's in! Here's Bradley, and now we've got the intentional foul. Michael Kidd-Gilchrist is shot. And so it's Boston by with the win. It was tight, but they managed to come up with the win.
Hi, Kevin, here with Rajon Rondo.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is your captain speaking. We have begun our descent into Cleveland. Enjoy your stay, and we'll see you again soon.
It's an all-Eastern Conference matchup in today's game as the Bobcats coming to town for this one. 2K Sports is proud to present NBA basketball. Alongside Steve Kerr and Clark Kellogg, this is Kevin Harlan. Our starting lineups will look at the matchups here and who we'll see for our starting five for both teams. And guys, what are we going to be looking for in this one from Kemba Walker?
Well, he's the guy that shoulders the load for his team. That's exactly.
Here's Pargo. Early